Hi everyone, my name is Falake Rekome, the voice chick. So I just finished having a session with Dr. Yemisi Adeyemi Bero. She is a fertility expert. She's been doing this for over 20 years and she's the owner of the Arc Fertility Clinic. And today we talked about assisted conception methods and surrogacy. So the last discussion we had at the Voice Chick series, the first discussion that we had, we got a lot of questions. People were asking about surrogacy, they were asking about assisted reproduction methods, they were asking about IVF, they were asking about the cost and all that. So we decided to bring Dr. Bero back again for another session. We did have a bit of audio issues, and that's the reason why I'm doing this recap. And for those of you who couldn't hear and want to learn more about surrogacy and assisted conception methods, please you can register. Just click my bio or you just send me a DM with your details, because the next session we're going to have might not be Easter Live. We might have to have a Zoom, and we would want to have your details so that you don't miss out on this since you joined the other class. So in terms of assisted conception methods, Dr. B mentioned two major conception methods. She talked about ICSI and IVF, and there are two facts that I also wanted to put here on air, is that 1 out of 6 couples have issues conceiving. 1 out of 6 couples. So that's a fertility fact. Another fertility fact is that secondary infertility accounts for about 60% of most infertility issues, and so that's really pretty high. And secondary infertility are fertility that concerns people who have had a child before, have had children before, and they're trying to have another one and they're finding it difficult. So that's another topic, another day, because I really want us to delve into that. I mean, what are the causes of that? But today is basically about assisted conception methods and surrogacy. So just a bit of highlight. I asked her the question, what are the indicators that points to a couple why a doctor would recommend this? Okay, so why would the doctor recommend for you to do ICSI, for instance? And she mentioned things like rectal dysfunction, if somebody has an issue with that. But I think most of the issues when doctors recommend this is if it's the case of unexplained infertility. So during the week I was talking about unexplained infertility. I had a video which you can watch on my YouTube channel where I talked about unexplained infertility. So unexplained infertility accounts for 10% of fertility issues. So 30% is caused by women, 30% is caused by men, 20%. Yeah, 30% is a combination of both the woman and the man, and then 10% is basically unexplained. So that's when a man and a woman, they've checked, there's nothing wrong with the man's sperm, there's nothing wrong with his morphology, there's nothing wrong with his count, his motility. The man is producing good sperm and the woman is not getting pregnant, and they checked the woman and they found that there's nothing wrong with her womb, her tubes are open, she's ovulating well, her eggs are great, everything is in top condition, but yet she's not able to conceive. So that 10% is unexplained. 10% of fertility issues are unexplained. So most cases where the doctor will recommend for you to do ICSR is if you have unexplained infertility. That's most of the case. So when everything is fine and there's no problem. All right. Or it could be that maybe one out of the 2 tubes, one is blocked, but the other one is fine. So these are cases where doctors could recommend that. Other indicators for IVF, right, are things like when the sperm count is in the borderline. So it's like not too high, it's not too low, it's just there. If the sperm count is too low, if it's too high, those are reasons why they could recommend for you to do IVF. For women, for the women, it could be that you have fibroids, and the fibroids is in a place where it's blocking the womb, or is in a place in the womb that is not in a good position, right? And that could be affecting the conception and all that. Cases where the tubes are blocked. So in a woman, the tubes are blocked. That could be an indication where she needs to do IVF, or she has issues with her womb or her lining. Those are some of the issues or indicators that the doctors will recommend that. So another thing that I ask is for a couple who have been told that they either do ICSI or the IVF, what are the ways that they need to prepare ahead for them to take this bold step? Are there things that they need to do from our experience that she has seen that has helped couples to do this? So one of the things she mentioned was willpower. So, working on your mind set that you're about to do something and you're hoping that it's going to work. There's a lot attached to willpower, right? That's one. Another thing is there's a level of preparedness that the couples have to take on their own in terms of their personal life, in terms of their lifestyle. And this is some of the things that our masterclass, we're having a masterclass very soon. I'll be talking about that very soon, so I don't want to get into that until I'm through with this. But it has to do with your lifestyle, the kind of lifestyle you live, the food you eat, and so many other things. These are ways that you can prepare ahead in order to increase your chances of success in either any of these assisted reproductive methods. Then I asked her what is the percentage of success that she has seen for people who have gone through this. So she mentioned 40%, which is average, which is, I think, is pretty good, which is the same, when you're trying to have a child normally, which is pretty good. But there are things that you still have to do in order to maximize your chances of success, right? And then she also said, it's dependent on the age. So the older you become, the more difficult it is, So that's why once you're over 35, you need to really take bold steps. And when I say bold steps, I mean bold steps. If you're below 35, you still need to take some steps. But when you're over 35, you need to take bold steps. So I'll explain that later. Then we went into surrogacy. So she talked about, I asked her what is surrogacy, and she explained that it has to do with when a woman, a couple would get someone else to help incubate their baby, right? So we get a third party or someone that could incubate their baby. So it could be that the couple can bring in the surrogate mother itself, or they go through the fertility clinic that helps them in getting a surrogate mother for their baby. And she also mentioned the fact that there are rules and some kind of guidelines, especially if you're in Nigeria, but getting the right fertility clinic that has a process in place is very critical. So you can't just go anywhere you want to do surrogacy. You might need to get a lawyer, whatever, but going to the right clinic that has processes in place and has some kind of credibility in these areas. So that is the advice. Then I asked her what are the indicators that a couple needs to do surrogacy as their assisted method of having a child. And she talked about when the couple or the woman has no womb, there's a damage to the womb, she has a ruptured uterus, right? She's had repeated IVF failures, so you can't just explain why, it's not working. She's had miscarriages, and so many other reasons that a couple will be asked to go into this route. So this is where we stopped, and there were still more questions about when we're going to have this session live next time. So what I would want to say is that if you're interested to know more about conceiving, if you're an intending mom or an intending couple, and you need more information as regards conception, as regards helping you to take that bold step, as regards preparing you to increase your chances of conception, then you need to get in touch with us and to get in touch with me. You can click the link in my bio. I have an ebook where I wrote my story, and I've been in that journey. I was on that journey for over 10 years, and my experience and my blueprint in terms of success is what I want to share with couples. Now, we're having a masterclass starting next week on the 31st. It's a Sunday. It's a 2-hour per week masterclass, but it's going to run for 1 month. Now, the masterclass is, firstly, our goal is to ensure that couples are able to maximize their conception chances. We prepare you ready for conception. We get you ready for pregnancy, and we also get you ready for the delivery. So it's an end-to-end in terms of what you need to do medically. So we have consultants, we have experts that you will have you consult with, and it's going to be on case by case, right? Sometimes couples just need a counselor, sometimes it's information, sometimes it's training, sometimes we're going to obviously teach you the lifestyle that you need to have, the kind of things you need to eat, the kind of ways that you need to program your mind, the kind of things that you need to do. So it's a 360 degrees masterclass, and I'm doing this for free, right? But consultation would need to pay for consultation, and definitely you have to consult because we have experts on board. We have fertility doctors, we have general doctors, we have gynecologists, we have urologists, we have counselors, we have dietitians. Everything that we feel when we do the consultation, we will know which areas that are this. But at the end of the masterclass, you'll be able to we'll have a step-by-step as regards where you're going, and you'll be able to take that step. So that's the essence of the masterclass, preparing you and maximizing your conception, your ability to keep that baby when you conceive, the ability to keep that baby to term. For us at FAB, we are more concerned not just for you conceiving, but we want you to have an awesome motherhood journey. I had it even when I was in my early 40s. I had it, and this is some of the things that I want to share with every mom out there. So even if you're over 40, you're over 35, you need to be and join our masterclass. So starting next week Sunday, just click the link in my bio to register, right? Or you can just DM me and I'll give you the details. I don't want too many people, but I want you to be able to have a success rate that is high, and that what makes me happy at the end of the day. So if you're interested more of this, please DM directly, or you click the link in my bio to register and download my book, and we will get in touch with you as regards what you need to do next. So I want to thank everyone who joined, and I want to employ and give this final word that everyone, firstly, can move from the waiting room to the delivery room. That's the first thing. Secondly, you can have an amazing motherhood experience, no matter your age, no matter the situation, no matter what you're going through. These are the things that we want to do in FAB, and these are the things that we want you to achieve. If I could have it, you can as well. So join us in the FAB Masterclass. Take care, everyone. God bless. And remember to follow me at The Voice Chick. Take care and bye.